Buddy, are you rolling now? Are you taping? Because when the magic's flowing, you need to be taping. If I say, hey, I have some magic, and you say, hold on a second, I gotta get it, and it's gone, it's on you, okay? Not on me. It's not my job to always be magic. It's your job to capture the magic when it happens. No, stop the game.
Well, I lived next door to Jack for 3 years. I had the privilege and pleasure. And I kept coming up with, I kept having this idea of like Jack with a bunch of kids as his backup band. That would be a funny idea for a movie.
Excuse me, we're rolling on an interview. If you could just hold the noise, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, Mike was talking to me about this script before it was written. He was thinking about writing something for me and wanted it to be a musical. And it's not really a musical. It didn't turn out that way. Like a musical, people start singing for no reason. Like, I'm hungry, I'll get some cheese. And I'm sad because blah-bitty blue. That doesn't happen in this movie. There's a lot of music in it, but it's not a musical per se.
You write something for a specific actor, you know, you're really pulling your hair out going, if he doesn't like it, then I've wasted the last 6 months of my life. And so, you know, you're waiting to get the response, and he calls and he's, you know, I'm thinking, oh, he's not gonna like the character, or he doesn't like where the story goes, or whatever. And his main notes were like, I think you should reference AC/DC here. I think you should reference Sabbath at the end. I don't know about this reference.
Like at the top of the the filter down starts at probably about 10,000 kids. I probably met, I don't know how many hundreds, 300 to 500 maybe.
Two years ago, 2 years ago, I was, or 1 year ago, I was in this radio program called From the Top, and they picked musicians from the program, and I think they chose me.
I have been drumming for about 5 years now, and well, when I was about 2 or something, I've actually been drumming my whole life, because my mom went to a garage sale and she found this old broken drum kit, and she said, this would be fun, give it to the kid, let him get some energy out. So she brought it home, and I would always be banging on it and hitting it and stuff.
Okay, rolling.
I'm a guitar player from Belleville, Michigan, and got this part through a music camp. I got something online, and I went for an audition then in Chicago. Then I did that, then I got a call back in New York to meet Richard Linklater, the director. Then I got a call back in LA to meet Jack Black.
Want a cheese ball?
Can I have a cheese ball? Yeah, I'll have a cheese ball. Did you see that?
Yes, amazing.
Check it out, I'll do it again. Okay, that's enough cheese balls. Give me the list. Now I think I'll ask you some questions. How did you get the part of Summer in the movie School of Rock?
Well, actually, of course, my agent called.
Yeah.
They gave me the audition.
Yeah.
And I went down, and then we weren't even really thinking about it, and then suddenly we got the phone call.
Doesn't it suck when you don't get the part?
Yeah. It's not as fun, of course.
I've definitely not gotten the part way more times than I've gotten the part.
Me too.
Like someone told me, if you get 1 out of like 20 auditions, you're actually doing really good. So that means 19 times you're going to be like, you're not good enough.
And then one.
And then one time you're good enough.
It kind of makes everything not as big a deal.
It makes it up for it. It's that good, yeah.
Does that distract you?
No.
Not at all? Stop.
That was good, Robert.
Hold up.
Grab those really quick.
Okay.
Okay, if that really happens, you guys should like come to me, see if I'm okay. Call an ambulance.
When you watch it, you can tell he's totally willing to fall on his face. And I don't mean that in any bad way. It's just this willingness to just let go and do it. There's not this sort of reserve or fear in it at all.
This, and then we'll put in later, we'll put in an awesome stuff. Right. So
You just got to do that and then just
cut cameras.
The kids rehearsed more than me because, you know, I had a lot of things to work on and do, and I needed my beauty rest. You're young. You don't need the beauty rest. Jables need the beauty rest. So the kids would usually be rehearsing for a few hours, and then I would show up once they were all warmed up and ready to really rock. That's when I came in.
You're going to make it in my show. That's good. Stop.
Robert, who's playing the keyboards, has come from a classical background, and you know, you put a piece of sheet music in front of him, he plays it, you know, and but also in a very classical style, and he didn't really know, you know, he didn't really know rock music when the rehearsals first happened. I mean, it was quite a mystery to him what we were doing. You know? This part, think a little bit about rushing ahead a bit. Okay. Don't think of it so much as these as like equal sixteenths.
Right.
You know, think about rushing. Remember when we were talking about the horse jumping over the it's like a horse just kind of barreling. Right. Think about it, trying to rush through it. Okay, you remember the.
We recorded the songs for the movie at Sonic Youth Studios. It was fun to learn rock and roll music.
So what is, how does it go? The smoke on the water.
It's.
Joey's playing guitar. His father is also a musician who played with many famous musicians himself, and so he's been raised in that sort of Detroit rock school of things. So he can really play in that Stooges, Ron Asheton style really, really well, better than some people 3 times his age.
I had to learn how to play electric guitar a little bit because all I play is acoustic guitar, and I'm still not very good at electric guitar. And the truth is, I'm not very good at acoustic guitar, but I make up for it with intensity.
Well, Jack Black, he's the nicest guy. I mean, you know, he acts like he's just, you know, 11 years old, just like me, you know, and we'll like just jam with each other and we'll tell jokes, and he's a really cool guy just to hang around with.
We think that he's kind of scared about being funny around us because he's been in like adult movies and he curses a little bit.
You.
We get one foot on a PG-13, I think. That's the one. That could be it.
Right off camera.
You play this game sticks. You use your fingers. And the thing is, somebody had the stomach flu, and then it started to spread. Everyone was getting this slippery stomach flu. So there was a new rule, no touching allowed. You could only do stick. Check out this game.
Jack, come on, 5-player. We always play sticks, and we always play fun games that that kids play. Just play slapping games and patty cake and everything.
So, sister number 9, sock it to me one more time. Said, Ngawa, we got the power. Said, Ngawa, we got the power. Little Sally Walker was walking down the street. She didn't know what to do, so she jumped in front of me. She said, go on, girl, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Said, go on, girl, do your thing, do your thing. Stop! Not too shabby. I'm thinking about making some new rules, because I hear about a lot of these movie stars that like make rules. Everyone has to, like, no one's allowed to call me Jack Black. I'm the White Tiger. So when they talk on the walkie-talkie, they're like, White Tiger coming to set. Just because I'm like precious cargo. If someone knows that I'm here in this building, there could be plots to kidnap me or abduct me.
Take one. Hey, Mark. Action.
Ned, Candace from Horace Green wants to know where to send your check.
Who? Hold on. Hello?
Uh-oh. Fire! Fire! Ah! Oh my God! Dude, call 911! Call 911! Give me the phone! Give me the phone! Oh. 911.
Yeah,
You got it?
Call them.
You got it?
Oh my gosh, it's up to the wires!
Seriously.
What happened was the flames got out of control. Sarah was in trouble, and I leapt into action. I was running over that way to get the fire extinguisher. Luckily, another dude had one over here. But there was no danger because I had it under control. Complete control. That's really embarrassing.
Sorry.
Did you get that? Did you get that? I didn't want you to get that. When I'm saving a piece of gum over there on a magazine, and I go back and get it later, you don't need to film that. I'm gonna need to see all of this film at the end of the day. I want a tape of it in my trailer.
Well, when you're working with someone like Jack, who comes with so much skills, you pick up on a little nuance, something they do, a look, an expression, and you just register it. And maybe you will that work in the movie? You know, where's the appropriate place for that to work? Or if they do it in a rehearsal, it might be 8 weeks later you're actually shooting that scene that you rehearsed way back when, but you just have to remember, like, oh, you did a funny little look right there.
And the legend of the ranch was way hardcore. That's what I'm talking about. That's The Rock.
By the time you're actually shooting it, it's really no longer funny to you. Something you rehearsed forever, something you have put all this time into, and then you're shooting the 7th take of it. You have to just trust that it's going to be funny in the future. Right now, we're just working.
Because you're not hardcore.
No, you're not hardcore.
Unless you live hardcore.
Unless you live hardcore.
Yes. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna sing my part. It's true that this was the most fun I've had making a movie. but it was also the most work I've ever had to put in. Because not only was I, acting, but I was also stressing about all the music. And I tried to write all the music. And then I had a nervous breakdown and said, I'm not a good enough, fast enough writer. I need help. And then we got some other writers involved, and I was like, come on, you guys, what are you doing? Let's hear what you got. What do you got? What do you got? You guys don't have enough. I'm going to get some other guys. And I'm going trying to get bands together to write stuff. And luckily it all fell into place right in the nick of time.
And the vision of the red was made hot. Yeah! Boom! Sorry for the spit.
Richard brings reality, and he brings like an honesty and like a believability to the thing, which is important because I'm always sort of going 10 miles too far over the top, and sometimes I have a tendency to go crazy ham and cheese, and he reins me in. He brings it back to reality.
Jack describes it as a process of me reining him in, but I swear, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. That was not an agenda of mine to rein him in any way. I mean, we did a lot of takes. We rehearsed it forever, and we'd shoot a lot of takes, and Jack kept coming with new ideas.
Do you really think that Dewey would, explode cheese out of his nose? And I'm like, yes, I think it's real. He's like, all right, well, let's try one take where you don't. And then that'll be the take that he uses.
He was easy to work with. I don't ever want to create the impression that, he was this Tasmanian devil of energy. That's what people kind of want to project. Like, what was it like working with Jack? They just see this energy ball, and that you have to just rein him in like you would a wild stallion or something. But it's like, it wasn't like that. He's an actor. He came up through theater. He's very serious about his craft.
Action.
Sorry, guys. That was way out of line.
How'd you get in acting?
The first time I acted, I was at Passover Seder. I'm a Jew, by the way. I think I was like 11. And after Passover, this friend of my mom's was like, now it's time to play the freeze game. She's like a, hippie kind of lady. And we were like, what's the freeze game? And she said, what you do is two people get up and do something, and then whoever's in the audience says, freeze. And then the people that are doing something, like someone's like churning some butter, free. And then you come in and you tap that person on the shoulder and you take their body position and you change the scene and you go, I'm gonna box you. Now I'm a boxer. But this hand doesn't work right. Whatever.
I've played that.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I got hooked on that immediately.
Battle of Bands was, that was one of those big challenges that you see on the schedule. It's like you see your opponent coming up, we're going to play this team at the end of the schedule. Ooh. The Battle of Bands was up there. We got a week to film this. We've got a day that we're going to have, I think it was 1,000 extras.
The concert scene was like a dream come true. When I walked into that room and saw the smoke and the lights and the big crowd, I'm like, when is Metallica gonna come out on stage? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a huge band's stage.
This D is the most important movement. It's both the dramatic and musical climax of the film.
And Robert, D is right here.
No. See, he's doing 2 Ds. He's giving double the effort.
He's giving 2 Ds of
double the effort.
That's great.
So let's take it from the claps. For the claps. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Baby, we was making straight A's, but we were stuck in the dumb days. Don't take much to memorize your lies. I feel like
I wasn't nervous in front of the crowd because it's so fun to play with the crowd. Like you tell them something or you like raise your hand, woo, and they go, yeah.
The more people, the more abstract they get. It's like, okay, move 500 people over there for this shot. Okay, move them. Okay, now we need the whole place. And we just had shots we had to get on the days we had everyone there, and then lesser crowd days we were shooting the other direction or maybe smaller. So you just plot it all out. But it does bring a huge energy to what you're doing when you have an audience. You know, it's just fun to look out and see 1,000 faces watching what you're doing. It's like, wow, it's fun. And Jack was great with the audience.
Connecticut? Okay.
It's always a little bit weird when the camera's rolling and you're performing for the camera and an audience. There's two different types of pressure and stress. And when you combine the two, it turns it into possible combustible Edison. And my brain almost exploded from the pressure. Luckily, I'm a pro.
I think the name officially started being School of Rock instead of The School of Rock. On the script, everything was always The School of Rock. As we got into production, I think there was a memo like, we'll now start referring to this as School of Rock. Get that "the" out of there. Which was fine, but we had already shot that opening sequence that had The School of Rock. And so it even came out, I was in the sound mix, and it's like, well, should we digitally try to alter out that The School of Rock? You know, the Hulk got in a lot of trouble when they came out as Hulk instead of The Hulk. Or what was it? They were Hulk. No, they should have been The Hulk, and they were just Hulk. No, is that it? It was something. Anyway, there was an issue about cutting out the, and fortunately, just because I thought it was all silly, fortunately, there were already trailers in the theater, and there's a shot in the trailer where the doors open and you see The School of Rock, so that put an end to that.
But I think movies that have a "the" at the beginning tend to be more successful. That's my own market research. No one has told me that's the case. Although Titanic has no "the." Or was it The Titanic? Was it just Titanic? So I guess that's why we went with just School of Rock, because it was just Titanic. You know what? I'm wrong. Movies with "the" at the beginning are usually bombs. That's why we went with School of Rock.
To memorize your lies. I feel like I've been hypnotized. And then that magic man, he come to town. Woo-wee, he done spun my...
Wait a second. Was it Jaws or The Jaws? No, it was Jaws. But it was The Godfather.